Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Liz here. Of course. I don't even know where to start with this. I've been wanting to record this for a pretty long time, but a lot of things will set me back. But I feel like now it's a good time to talk about it. I know that I've been dealing with depression since I was younger. When I was younger, I obviously didn't really know what was going on. I was actually diagnosed with depression by, is it a psychologist or psychiatrist? One of those two. I don't know which one it was. But last year, I was actually diagnosed with depression and I was put on medication because it almost ended my life. And it's just it's really hard to talk about it when I don't really have anybody to relate it to. And I know depression, everybody gets depression and everybody deals with it differently. There's some severe cases, and there's just people that don't really get depressed unless something tragic or something big emotionally harms them in some way. Now I understand the feelings that I was feeling when I was younger. When I was younger, I didn't know I had depression. All I remember was me having those suicidal thoughts. And then mostly it was when I felt alone and I didn't feel like I had anybody to talk to. And I was in middle school, so I think I was in the age between 11 and 14 or so. But I really didn't pay attention to it. I just not okay, I'm just thinking stupidly, I would just think of, what if I just get a knife and go inside my closet and nobody will know, basically just kill myself. And when I was younger, it was just it would come in random things or random times. So I didn't really understand why all of a sudden do I feel sad and feel this thoughts just taking over me. When it got really bad was this 2 past years. I was in a abusive relationship, really toxic. I knew from the beginning that it was bad. But I just felt that I could deal with it, that I was strong enough. So before I even got it, before I got with this person, I didn't think about me being self-conscious of myself at all. That was that never crossed my mind. I felt confident. I felt I could conquer the world, or so, and I felt strong, and I felt okay, this guy is not gonna hurt me. And I honestly didn't see it. When I was with this person, I didn't see the damage that it was gonna cause me. And now it definitely did. It was really hard for me to get out of that relationship because he's he was really manipulating, and he made me feel like he was gonna be like the best thing that I ever got. You know, from him calling me like fat and like, oh, I had better looking girls than you, basically calling me ugly, like ill your body. I mean, because I have stretch marks, and I was, you know, like there was a time where like, yeah, I felt ugly and I felt like, you know what, he's right, he is totally right. And this was 3 years of my life. I didn't know the effect that it was gonna take till years later, when I was finally able to like break that cycle of being with him, and I was able to get out of there and just, oh my god, I really don't. It was like really hard because like, my god, okay, I shouldn't have worn makeup. Like, I mean, I shouldn't have worn makeup. I didn't know how much this was actually gonna affect me at all, because when I was with this person and, you know, he lied to me, he cheated on me during like the whole entire 3 years that we were together, and, you know, I would tell my friends like, oh, you know, he did this and that, and, you know, I was like, it's okay, like, let him do whatever he wants, like, that's not gonna affect me. And I mean, I tried getting out, you know, like, we broke up, I mean, a couple times, but some way or some way or another, like, he always was able to manipulate me into, like, getting back with him. So, like, I basically had enough, and I was like, you know what, like, no, like, I'm not gonna put myself through this anymore, and, you know, I basically ended things. And, I mean, the years went on, and this happened, I could say maybe like 4 years ago or 3. So like the first year that I was out of that, you know, I didn't really think about like getting with somebody else. And I didn't see how much it actually affected me till I started dating. That's when like I knew that everything that I have gone through with this person really affected me, and I had the darkest years of my life because I felt so unhappy, and I just lost I lost myself, and I had, you know, my friends tell me like, you're not the same person anymore, and like that hurt me, like that really hurt me, because try not to cry. Because I didn't want that. Like, I didn't want them to think that I changed, because I didn't feel like I had changed. I didn't feel that. Like, I thought I was like the same person. But I mean, obviously, just how I was with this person, not realizing like what was going on and how this was gonna affect me, it felt like once I got out of it, I mean, things changed. Like, yeah, I wasn't the same person anymore. I felt like more free, but not in the way that I would have wanted. You know, I started going out more, I started drinking more, and I didn't care. And it really like affected my life. I had always just wanted to like be happy, and I didn't know how hard that was going to be. Me feeling that I didn't accomplish anything in life, me feeling so self-conscious, feeling like I didn't deserve anything was like really, really hard. And like that's when if like I felt it the hardest. And I I mean, like many people like with depression, I just wanted to end it and I wanted to get out of there. And I mean, sometimes the only way out that you think is right, it's pretty much ending your life. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my sister. And I say that in maybe a lot of my videos, but it's honestly the truth. Last year in June, after seeing therapists and seeing, you know, and like talking to them, it really never, it gave me an idea of like where my depression came from and like why I felt this way. And most of the time it was just because I wasn't unhappy, and because the past was always gonna, I was always gonna carry that with me, and it was always gonna be like a block in my path. And like all I want in life is to be like happy, like to feel like I'm actually doing something and accomplishing myself. But obviously I lost that. Like I lost that person, and I had been trying to fight and to get that person back, because I want to be able to feel myself. And talking to you guys and doing this for you guys actually makes me happy, and like I really like doing it. Like it gets me out of bed, gets me to get ready and just feel like a whole different person. So in June, in June, I think this was like 2 years of me dealing with my depression, where, you know, there was days that I didn't want to get out of bed, and I just like cried myself to sleep. I would cry in the morning, and I just felt so alone because I didn't have anybody to talk to. I didn't have anybody that I would understand. I mean, that would understand me and like what I was going through. I know like my best friends also suffer from depression, but it was so different that even when we talked about it, we never got to like an end solution to anything. When I would, well, no, I wouldn't talk to my parents about it because I didn't feel like they would understand me. And I actually learned that they don't understand what I'm going through. So in June, I think I definitely hit like that end point where if I wouldn't have called my sister, I definitely wouldn't have been here. That morning, it was on a Sunday morning, and I had gone out the day before, like the night before, with like my coworkers, and I had fun. I had a blast. But that morning, just, it felt like every other morning where I didn't feel happy and I didn't feel like I was getting anywhere with myself. Like I didn't have confidence. I felt ugly, and I just felt like, what's the point? Like, what is the point? I'm not getting anywhere in life. Every relationship that happened after that failed. And that especially broke my heart, because even though like I don't want to get married or like I don't want to have kids, like I want to be with somebody with them for the rest of my life. I view things differently in that aspect. with like no marriage and no kids. But I mean, at the end of the day, I still want like that love and companionship with somebody else, which, you know, I just haven't been able to find, because I just feel like I have nothing to offer to this person. And that's pretty much like I have always just been wanting. I just want to be able to be happy with somebody. And like that is one of the main reasons why, like, I just feel like why, like how am I not able to do that? And I know part of it's because of me, because I don't open myself like I used to. Like I don't have those like that confidence that I did before. And it's because, you know, like when I did, it just like got teared down by like one person. And yeah, it honestly just takes like one fucking person to like fuck up your life. So that morning, I don't know if, it's like, it was like a really, really bad feeling that I would not want anybody to go through that. Like depression is really hard, and I really don't want anybody, because like you have your like your highs, but then you have your lows, and your lows are so low that sometimes you don't even know how to get out of it. And there's more lows than highs, honestly. That morning I just like felt like crap. I like cried the whole entire morning, and I felt so suffocated in my house that I felt like I need to get out. And I had to like pretty much get myself together, because I was like a total mess, like crying the whole entire morning. And I was able to get out of the house without, you know, my parents noticing me crying. And the moment I like drove off from my driveway, like I lost it completely. I started, like, I was just crying, and then my whole body started to get numb, and like I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't really speak. I think it was like, I don't know if it's called hyperventilation or something like that, or it might be something else. I don't know. I really don't know. But it just, it broke me, and I was like, what was going on? And I was like, I need help. Like, I really do need help. And the first person that I called was my sister. And I told her how I was feeling. I was like, I really, like, this is it. Like, this is it. And, you know, she obviously taught, I couldn't even drive like a block away, because I just like couldn't. I had to pull over, and I was able to drive back to my house. And, you know, my sister pretty much told me like, I called my best friend for her to like drive me to a hospital, because I didn't know what was going on. And like I knew for a fact, like if I didn't end up at the hospital, like I would have ended up pretty much like dead. And I mean, once I pretty much got there, I had to go to like the mental hospital. And I honestly, like, now I feel like I could joke around it, like, with myself and, you know, my friends. But being hospitalized with people that have the same thing as me, but, like, even worse, it is scary. Like, it is so scary that I'm just like, you need to do something. Like, you can go through this again. And I don't ever want to go to a mental hospital again, because it's a little traumatizing, I'm not gonna lie. This is when I was diagnosed with depression by a psychiatrist, either one of them. And even though I actually refused to be on medication, he says that I didn't have a choice because I had been living with depression like severely for like 2 years, and it was like a good amount of time for me not to like not be on medication. I mean, I saw a therapist, but at the end I didn't feel like it helped. I understood it a little bit more by myself and like why I would get like depression, like where like kind of like my depression came from, but I don't think it really actually helped me. And it just sucks, honestly. I am currently not in medication. I was supposed to be on it for like a whole year before I got off of it, but maybe it was a bad choice. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I haven't had any. Well, actually, no, I'm lying. Quarantine is not helping the situation, honestly. But I stopped taking my medication about like 4 months ago, so I didn't feel it was helping at all. I mean, usually antidepressants sometimes make it worse. I didn't feel like it made it worse or made it better. So I am really against medication unless like you really need it. So like usually if I'm sick, I don't take, like if I have like the cold or any of that sort, like I don't take medication. Like if I'm in pain, I don't take medication. I usually go for like, you know, teas and stuff like that. So it was like a really big fight with myself on me actually going through it and taking the medication. And then I just like pretty much stopped because it didn't feel like it was doing anything for me. And you know, I talked to my sister obviously before I got off, and then, you know, she agreed. She was like, if it's not going to help you, then, you know, there's no point. And it was a small dose, so it wasn't really high because it was my first time being on medication. So they didn't really give me like a high prescription for it. But it would stay on my body. Like even if I forgot to drink it, it would stay on my body for like, I think like 2 days or something like that. So sometimes like I would forget to drink it. I mean, drink it, take it. Which kind of brings me to like quarantine and how I'm dealing with my depression. And it's like, it's up and down, honestly. When I make videos and stuff like that and I get ready, like I feel good. But sometimes I just feel like stuck. And you know, like this is the year like I felt like I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on it, I'm gonna do it, like this is all about taking care of me. But I'm just like, how, like mentally I was prepared for me, like, you know, on the go and like do this, do that. And then now since we're like in quarantine, it's like it doesn't work that way. Like I can't really get out of my house and do the things that I wanted to do that I felt like were gonna help me. So, you know, my vision for 2020 basically just like crashed and crumbled into maybe 2021. I don't know. The only thing that, you know, does kind of bring me down is when I don't have anybody to talk to, which brings me back to like my family. My parents, they, you know, when I went to the hospital and, you know, obviously they asked me like what happened, like why do you feel this way? Even when I speak to them and I tell them like what makes me feel this way, they don't really understand because they have never gone through it. Like they grew up like, you know, kind of like old school, and if you needed help or like nobody actually talked about like if they're feeling depressed, you know, my dad tells me, like, he kind of understands the feeling because sometimes he feels a little down, but he just doesn't understand, like, why for me it's like really drastic, and like I want to take drastic measures. So that kind of makes it a little hard, like when I'm feeling down and like I need somebody to talk to, because I feel like I don't have that connection with my parents where I'm able to, you know, talk to them about it. I have my friends, I mean, they're also being in quarantine, so I know that I could always talk to them about, which I do, you know, like about 2 weeks ago, you know, I wanted to leave, I wanted to get out of here, so I was like ready to book a ticket to go see my sister and spend about like a month with her, because who really knows how long, you know, quarantine's gonna end. But you know, right now my niece is, you know, she's a baby, so part of the reason why I didn't end up going was because I didn't want to risk it, you know. I just want to feel like strong, like you got this, like if you could get out of this, like once this is over, like this would be a piece of cake. But I mean, it comes back, it like sometimes just creeps on you, like, you know, like one day you're happy and then the next day you're like literally at the edge. And like that is the scary part about, you know, dealing with depression, you know, having like a mental illness, because it literally, you know, just creeps up on you. When I hear people, some, like out of nowhere, it's like, you know, somebody ended their life, they don't even know like how or why, like their life felt happy. And I understand, because you know, I hid my depression for, you know, for like a year before like it got worse, and then I was able to talk to my friends about it, but I never actually talked to them every single time I felt depressed. I mean, because I hid it, and I feel like I hid it really well. So the reason that I'm like, I want to talk to you guys about my depression is because I don't want people to feel like they're alone, like the way that I felt. And I mean, when I first started opening up about my depression, I got really like, you know, mixed emotions from people. I mean, so I understand like why people hide it and why people don't really talk about it, because I mean, you get like some nasty comments. One of the comments that I really stuck to me actually came from one of my friends. Well, I thought she was my friend, but obviously if you have something like that to say, you really don't. And it was, she's saying that usually people with depression, you know, the reason why they attempt to, you know, commit suicide and stuff like that is for attention. Let me tell you, that's not the reason why. I assure you of that. And that comment really hurt. Like, it mostly coming from a friend. Because no, I don't want attention. Like, I want to be left alone, and I just don't want to be here. It's not because I want attention from people. Like, trust me, there's different ways to get attention from people, and you committing suicide, it's pretty sure not one of them, from like any person that has, you know, went through that at all. So I mean, I kind of like learned who to go to and like who not to talk to about, because not everybody understands, and like some, you know, people have really bad comments and like bring a lot of negative, which, you know, it's actually, you know, it's bad. It's really, it makes us feel even worse than what we already feeling. So I actually talked about a little bit, I don't remember which of my videos, but I did mention that I don't really read comments or like reply or nothing like that when like I post either like on my Snapchat or my Instagram, like on here, because like I try to avoid, you know, stuff like that. So I mean, and I'm pretty sure I said it. So I'm like really thankful, you know, for what I have, and I feel like I don't say thank you enough, but I really, really do. I'm like thankful for like everybody that's in my life and everybody that, you know, you guys that support me. So don't think that I don't just because I don't, you know, comment back or reply back. Like I see your comments, like I do see them. Even though with one of my therapists, you know, she told me like don't read them, like you're fine, like it's okay, just you do you. But I mean, you know, when they pop up, I see them and I see the love that you guys give me, and I really do appreciate that. So that obviously, you know, brightens up my day, and I love it. I'll just try to avoid like the bad comments. Trust me, they're not the best. Mostly when you're feeling down. Like when you're feeling yourself, like, you know, you feel like you could conquer anything. But like, trust me, when you're like literally dragging yourself, yeah, that's like not good. Which, you know, I understand, like people have to have like really tough skin when you are dealing with something like this, because, you know, not everybody takes it seriously and not everybody, you know, agrees with that. So it's understandable, like you're not alone. You're not alone. We're in this together. And once again, I wanted to make this video for you guys because I just wanted to like show a little bit more about me and like what I have been going through. Mostly because I don't want people to feel like they're alone, because they're not. So if you feel like you're alone, like you're not. It's tough, but like we're strong enough to like get through it. There's this saying in Spanish. I'm gonna try to translate it for you guys if I can. But it goes like this. Dios aprieta pero no ahorca. So it's saying God, you know, can have a grip on you, but he doesn't choke you. I think that's the way that it is. But I could be wrong. But it goes along like those lines that, you know, God can have like a tight on you where you're feeling like, you know, he doesn't have your back. And you're always like, you know, why God? Like, why? Because I've been there. Like, you know, I always ask myself, like, why me? Like, why am I going through this? But, you know, God doesn't put you on a path that you can go through. So it's kind of like basically like that. Like, you know, he could put a little tight grip on you, but he's not going to choke you. So I really hope that you guys are, you know, able to get through this. And I hope you guys are being safe out there. I know quarantine is tough. Tell me about it. But we're definitely gonna be able to get out of it together, and you're not alone. We're all in this together. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little hard, you know, for me to actually get it out. But at the end of the day, I really do want you guys to know, to get to know like the genuine me, like as a person, and I don't want to hide so much stuff from you guys. I mean, I'm gonna keep some stuff to myself, but I feel like if it's something that it's helpful for you guys, I really do want to put it out there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. You guys are obviously amazing people, and I thank you guys so much for everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you guys in one way or another. So thank you so much. And thank you so much, sister, because without you, I wouldn't be here. And I love you so much for everything that you've done for me. Alright guys, well thank you guys so much for hearing me out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Once again, you guys are amazing. I'll see you guys later.